Hello everyone and welcome back to TowerGate. It is day 72, May the 14th, 2017, Sunday. It is Mother's Day. So to all of my female subscribers, I want to wish all of you a happy Mother's Day. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope the weather is like it is here in Southern Ohio. It's beautiful. It's sunny. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just a beautiful day. So hopefully all of you mothers who are subscribers, and even those of you who are not subscribers and are watching this video, want to wish you all a happy Mother's Day. So also wanted to make a quick comment. As you know, Saturday night for me is movie night. We only watched one movie last night, and on the advice of one of my favorite subscribers, I went back and rewatched the movie Heartbreak Ridge, which of course, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's basically Clint Eastwood, and it's a war movie, and it's about the mostly about the war we had in Grenada. Very, very short war, only lasted a couple days. Actually, I was stationed in Germany at the time when that went down. I had a friend who was actually who I went to jump school with in Fort Benning, and he was actually involved in that operation in Grenada. So anyway, special shout out to Maura for giving me that tip, because I had seen the movie before, my girlfriend had not. So anyway, it's been I guess it was what came out in '86 or something. Anyway, Heartbreak Ridge, enjoyed watching that again. There's certain movies I go back and watch over like once a year. I watch certain movies like over and over again, especially old war movies are my favorites. So anyway, it's a good movie, and thanks for the tip on that, Morrow. Yes, we enjoyed it very much. And one movie last night. So anyway, that was movie night for me last night. Movie and a pizza. We do it every Saturday night. Alrighty, let's get to TowerGate, day 72. Okay, as you know, we've been having these hearings that have been going on about all things Russia, and a lot of these hearings have been closed, behind closed doors, closed sessions, whatever you want to call them, so we haven't been learning too much about that. But there is a story that I want to touch on today. One of the stories, I'll provide a link for you for this. It's from the Epoch Times, and it's basically some information that's come out of something that happened in a closed session, and it regards the NSA director, Admiral Mike Rogers. Now, he was talking about the unmasking, and he said that when the NSA unmask names, that there is a very strict process for handling the unmasking. And he says, quote, if someone's name is unmasked in a report, that report is only given to the individual who requested it, and they are told specifically not to share it. So this is what NSA Mike Rogers has to say about the unmasking. And again, this takes us back to Susan Rice, because we know that Susan Rice has admitted to unmasking names, but she says it wasn't political. And it's also alleged that she created these spreadsheets and then disseminated these across the intelligence agencies. So what is Mike Rogers telling us? He is telling us that that they do not, at the NSA, unmask names for political reasons, number one. And number two, if they do unmask the names, then only the specific individuals who need to look at that, who requested it, are supposed to be able to see it, and they're not supposed to share it. So here is a problem for Susan Rice. She is going to have to come up with some reason that was a good reason, that was non-political, why she unmasked those names of people around Trump, possibly Trump himself. She is going to have to explain if, in fact, she did create these spreadsheets and disseminate them. Whether these things are illegal or just violations of policy is yet to be discovered. But we should be able to discover these answers to these questions. We should be able to learn this when Susan Rice comes and testifies in front of the two committees. And I believe that she will have to. She is trying not to, and she's trying to throw stipulations out there. But ultimately, Susan Rice when this thing shakes itself out, whether it's a week, a month, a year, or 2 years, whenever, Susan Rice is going to find herself being asked these questions, and she will have to answer these questions. And keep in mind, if we find out that her reason was information that came as a result of the dossier, which was unverified and now known to be false, if not mostly false, if not completely false, then she is going to have a very big problem. And she should not, as Susan Rice, in the position she held, should not have even been involved in any of this, especially if it was political. So Susan Rice is definitely going to be the #1 key witness and probably the key suspect. And I expect that if she doesn't appear before one of the 2 houses of Congress, that Sessions will probably, with as much information as we have, Sessions will probably appoint a special prosecutor, and she will find herself in a situation where she does not have a choice. She will be subpoenaed, and she will not just be a witness, a material witness or something like that. She will be a subject of the investigation and possibly will even be facing charges. Somebody is going to have to own up to all of this, and we know it goes all the way up to the top. And we still have not heard from Valerie Jarrett, but Valerie Jarrett was Obama's right-hand person who directed everything that was going on. And so this goes all the way to the top, and what we learned from Mike Rogers about the unmasking from the NSA's point of view, and keep in mind it's the NSA who actually does the surveillance for the FBI or whoever. They're the people. They are the ones who do the technical part of it. Which means that James Comey also had to understand everything about this, and keep in mind that James Comey also has a lot of problems, because we know for a fact that one of the main reasons, the primary reason that he requested the FISA warrant is because of the dossier, which we now know that even he knew was unverified. He attempted to pay Christopher Steele $50,000 to verify it, and Steele could never do that. And the other intelligence agencies whom Comey had to be in contact with certainly had to be in contact with Clapper, and Clapper himself says that when they looked at it, and remember, Clapper's the head of all the intelligence agencies, he said they could not find any way to verify what was in the dossier. That didn't stop James Comey and, of course, Attorney General Lynch from signing off on the FISA warrant, as well as the judges at the FISA court from signing off on the warrant to do the surveillance, all based on the dossier, or mostly based on the dossier. When Comey was pressed on this in the hearings, he knows now that the dossier is unverified, so he can't come out and say, yeah, that was the reason I sought the FISA warrant. He had to find some other reasons, so he said, well, it was based on the dossier and other intelligence that we have. But he really wouldn't talk about that. The only comment he really made in addition to that was, yeah, well, they had picked up a lot of internet trolls, or RT TV or something like that. And that, that's just not going to sell. That's not going to work. So James Comey has a lot of problems. And again, as I talked about in yesterday's video, when they fired James Comey at about the same time, if not earlier that morning, they sealed off his office. It is under armed guard. So there's documents in there. We're going to find out a lot of things once the new FBI director gets in there, and once Trump continues the process of draining the swamp, which he is doing, as we get more and more of the old Obama people out of there and more honest people in there, a lot of these things are going to come to light. I suspect that James Comey's days of appearing in front of committees or special prosecutors or what have you are not over. Another story we talked about yesterday was the fact that in James Comey's office they are going to find 47 hard drives from a whistleblower named Dennis Montgomery. This story is now starting to gain even more traction, and I'm going to provide another link for you on this story from teaparty.com. And again, Tea Party is reporting pretty much what I reported yesterday, is that Dennis Montgomery was the whistleblower who went to Larry Klayman of Freedom Watch, presented him with all these hard drives, Larry Klayman then went to 2 or 3 other people that he knows from the intelligence community to just to verify and make sure that this was legitimate. He had some other people look at it, and these ex-Intel people, career Intel people, looked at it and confirmed for Larry Klayman that in fact this was legitimate and authentic, at which point Larry Klayman took the hard drives to the FBI and turned them over to the FBI. They're probably in James Comey's office. And these 47 hard drives reveal text and email conversations printed out and phone conversations of unmasked phone calls, not just with Trump and his team, but many other politicians, including many of the Republicans that were running for president, as well as 167 judges and many other people. There are hundreds of thousands of pages of documents of printed out unmasked conversations, which are on those hard drives, which are sitting in James Comey's office, which are soon probably going to come into the purview of Jeff Sessions. And no doubt he'll have people with the Justice Department going through them. And they clearly show a political, because as I said in yesterday's video, when you look at the text printouts of these unmasked conversations, they have nothing to do with foreign agents or anything like that. It's simply spying on private citizens, judges, political candidates, and things like that. It's all political. It's all of a personal nature. It has nothing to do with intelligence. The evidence is right there on those 47 hard drives. Dennis Montgomery has been proven to be legitimate. He was a career intel officer, both of the CIA and the NSA. And this is something that we're going to find in James Comey's office. It will find its way to Jeff Sessions, and it will prove that Trump is correct and Rand Paul is correct, far more than they even knew, that it just wasn't surveillance on Trump and some of the Republican candidates for president in 2016, but going back all the way to 2011, and literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people being surveilled, unmasked, and the information is now stored on hard drives sitting in James Comey's office. And as I say, James Comey has got a lot of problems. And this will prove without a shadow of a doubt that there was massive surveillance going on by the Obama administration using the intelligence agencies. And we know from a lot of these conversations that were unmasked from the Dennis Montgomery whistleblowing, we know that this was not done, a lot of this was not done by the FBI. That's why they turned it over to the FBI. Apparently, this was all done through the CIA. That's John Brennan. Now, for those of you who've been watching my videos, you know that from the very beginning of my TowerGate videos, I told you that this had the Clintons written all over it. This espionage campaign, I believed, started probably as an idea of the Clintons and maybe found its way into the Obama White House. Remember, Hillary Clinton, if we're going to go back to 2011, was in the administration. So remember that John Brennan is in that Clinton circle more than the Obama circle. And so if Brennan was running this operation out of the CIA, then you can be damn sure that this was being done either with the knowledge of Hillary Clinton or at the direction of Hillary Clinton, certainly with the cooperation of Hillary Clinton and the Clinton campaign. This has got Hillary Clinton written all over it. John Brennan is Hillary's connection into the inside of the intel community, whether she's serving inside an administration or not. So again, this is why I'm doing the TowerGate videos, whether it takes a month, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it takes. This is all going to shake itself out. The evidence is overwhelming that there was a political operation by the Obama administration, probably including the Clintons, to use the intelligence agencies, law enforcement agencies, to conduct a political assassination campaign against a presidential candidate, then the president-elect, and it even continues to this day with the president still in office, because before Obama left, he planted a bunch of political appointees into career positions inside the intel and law enforcement community, which are now still working, probably to destroy hard drives, documents, and cover up their tracks. But it's not going to work. There's just simply too much information, too much data available. The only question is, how is it all going to come out? When is it going to come out? And what's the fallout going to be? I do believe, as in the case of Watergate, when this thing finally shakes itself out, there's going to be serious consequences for high-level members of the Obama administration, possibly even the Clintons. And of course, the Clintons have even more problems. I don't think, remember Hillary Clinton, Obama never gave her a pardon for the emails, never gave her a pardon or her husband a pardon for their dealings in the Clinton Foundation. I do believe that the Clinton Foundation and the Hillary emails are still in play. I believe Jeff Sessions is probably working on that. And so we know that this thing is not over by a long shot. And we'll just have to keep watching it. But anyway, that is TowerGate for day 72, May the 14th, 2017. Again, to all you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Enjoy your day. And we'll be back tomorrow to see what else drops. Seems like every day now, just this drip, drip, drip. Y'all have a good one. Take care. Bye.